Hey YouTubers, this morning I think we're going to talk about Moringa, the Moringa plant. Is it a miracle plant? Yes or no? For those who are in a hurry, my answer is yes and no. There's some fascinating things about Moringa, and if you go on YouTube, people will tell you there's about 20 different benefits of Moringa. But to be honest, I have done some minimal research and could not find a lot of studies that indicated that there was any truth to the things that people were saying. I'm sure a lot of the stuff they say about Moringa is true. I just don't know if there's a lot of studies backing up. Let me give you an example. One of the things people talk about Moringa is that there's a lot of iron in it. I did find one study that said there is iron in Moringa, but there's also a lot of, I think it's phytic acid that binds up the iron, so you don't get the iron from the Moringa, and there's so much in it, it actually removes some iron that is in your body from eating other things. Let's tell you, like, this is a one-a-day vitamin. It has magnesium in it, but it's magnesium oxide. If you listen to people, they say magnesium oxide is not something that the body is able to absorb very easily. So you purchase something like magnesium glycinate or citrate, and on the bottle it says it's 6 times easier to absorb, but then if you look on the label it says, well, the FDA has not approved or validated these facts that they're putting on the label. So you really don't know unless you have several studies backing up whether or not something is truly good for you or not. And I don't ever see anybody talk about Moringa about the negatives. Are there any things that Moringa will be a problem if you're taking medications, or if you have other illnesses, or, you know, I just, it's all miracles and you can see around corners. But let's talk about the things I've seen with my own eyes that is amazing about Moringa. That this plant, or these plants, there's several in this bucket, were planted by seed. All the seeds, they germinated. There was 100% germination repeatedly on different times I grew the plants. And these plants, this is like the third year these trees have been cut down and they grew back up. Also, the amount of dirt that's in that bucket is only 50%. At the bottom of that bucket are plastic bottles, so I can have some water in there at the bottom, so you have a constant amount of liquid for the plants. Yet that small amount of dirt, it continues to grow, and it does this vigorously. You have to keep cutting this back. It also, one of the main points of the video is people talk all the time about how it's an excellent plant for sun, and it grows in sun where other plants won't. I only get about an hour and a half of sun a day. You see here, I'm already in shade. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. So between 9 and 11, I get about an hour and a half of sun on the plant, and it grows. There's very few other plants. I've been growing plants on my balcony for over 12 years, and there's not too many plants that I'm able to grow in the temperature and the humidity and the sunlight that I have available to me. I did, when I first started, I put in one amount of Miracle-Gro nutrients. Other than that, I've never put any other nutrients. And like I said, it grows back. You cut it and it grows back. You cut it and it grows back. Also, these are very easy plants to dry. You can cut them off and hang them from the ceiling, and like 4 or 5 days they'll dry, and you can just remove the leaves and crumble them up and put them in a jar like you do dried parsley. So if you're cooking with something you normally put parsley in, it's easy to grow or cook with. So it is not, as far as I can tell, a miracle plant for all the nutrients, because I'm not sure if the body's able to absorb all the nutrients that they're saying it has. But as far as an easy plant to grow, or a vigorous plant to grow, or a hardy plant to grow, or something that just won't stop growing, doesn't want to die, I can't think of too many other plants that are as good as Moringa. If you're in the right area, it's just an extraordinary plant. Like I said, also it says you don't need a lot of water. I have had where I forgot to water it and it was okay. It started to get brown and I put water, it came back. Also, I've had it where it was overflowing with water and it was too much water, and it still was able to, I don't think it likes a lot of water, but it was able to survive that. I did occasionally get some scale insect here. This is about the only problem I see with it. It does get a scale insect, but considering all of the problems that it's having to face here on the balcony, it can't be 100% healthy So I'm just amazed this is the only problem it has. So if you're looking for a miracle plant, I'm not sure if you get all the benefits from it, people claim, and there may be some negatives to it that people are overlooking or not mentioning, or maybe even don't know about. But as far as the plant itself and the way it grows and how hardy it is, it's an extraordinary plant. If only, let's say there's 20 benefits, if only 2 or 3 of them were true, and I'm not saying any of them are not true, but let's say only 3 were true, it still would be an amazing plant to grow. Because it just wants to live. It wants to grow and come back each time. So yeah, in a way, it is a miracle plant. And even if you didn't have any benefits, when there's the tiny bit of wind, the leaves just shimmer, and it makes a nice visual aspect on the balcony. Right now it's about 95 degrees out here. Right, that's my Malabar spinach that loves the sun and the heat, and the miniature papaya. All right, get you some seeds on eBay or Amazon if you live in the right growing zone, and basically any place in the south, if you can keep them safe in the winter. All right, guys, take care. See you out there.